Welcome to the 16th episode of the J&J podcast. My name is John.
And I'm Joe.
And thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast and loving us. Before we start the show, I just want to give a special shout out and thank you to Mark Fro Hungry for being on the show last week. So thank you so much, Mark, for coming on with us. Truly, greatly appreciated having you on.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mark. You were so awesome, and it was good to meet you. And now, John, we have made a pretty significant shift in the J&J podcast. And even though it's not something that the fans will notice, I think that we should tell them regardless, don't you?
Joe, what do you mean by that? Because we're making several changes and stuff.
Well, number one, first and foremost, is we've abandoned Blab. Or rather, Blab has abandoned us. And we've picked up a new way of doing the podcast. Enlighten us.
Right. So, yes, I'll explain. So, just a little behind the scenes action. We used to record the podcast on a website called Blab, which is a website owned by Twitter, and it's like a video sharing live stream, kind of like a Skype, but for the internet. And that was working for us for a while, and it was free, and it still is free. And I don't know what happened. They kind of went through a whole new layout design and everything. And I don't know if it's like new owners or something, but the past few weeks we've been having a lot of issues. It's the reason why you guys don't have episode 13, and you guys may never have episode number 13. And I don't remember what we talked about it. But so
well,
now
I remember what we talked about.
I barely do. But let's not talk about it yet, because one day maybe Blab will make it up to us and be able to give us episode number 13. And I would love it if one day in the future, 12 months from now, we're doing the J&J podcast, and episode 13 just happens, it just comes out of nowhere. And that would be great. So we've abandoned Blab because we just have too many issues with them. And now we're doing the show on Google Hangouts, which is live on YouTube. So if you subscribe to our YouTube page, which I believe is called Madigan Podcasts. I don't know about that for sure, though. If you just YouTube the J&J podcast, you'll find us, and we live stream from time to time. And I believe if you're a subscriber, you'll get like a notification or something when we're going live. So check that out.
Now, fans, if you do subscribe, I just want to apologize in advance. Okay, John's face is just so ugly. I mean, it would be really a crime if I didn't at least warn you. Might be disturbing to little children and grannies alike.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. So, but yeah, so we abandoned that website, and we're on Google Hangouts now, which is kind of cool. And there are some things about it I like and other things I don't like, but at least it's reliable, and I know we can get the podcast to you each and every week. I'm still looking for other options, but for right now, this seems to be the way to go. Blab, we had great 14 episodes with you, but honestly, you just well, actually, really 13 episodes because you missed episode number 13. So we've had a great 13 episodes with you guys, but unfortunately, you too many bugs, too many glitches, too many problems, and we had to let you go because you let us go. But
so sad.
Yeah,
like saying goodbye to an old friend.
And also, we have another change coming to the podcast. It's not on right now, but I'm hoping it will be very, very, very soon. We have a new logo coming to the podcast, and it's going to be a nice, really advanced type of logo. What the story behind that is that Apple had sent me an email the other day. Because if you notice on the bottom of our current logo, which depending on when you're listening to this, you can still see it. On the bottom, you have the Apple Podcast logo right on the bottom. And they politely asked us to take that out. So we decided we're just gonna get a whole brand new logo, and we don't want to share it yet. We don't have it yet, but we have an idea of what it's gonna look like. And it looks. I mean, Joe, what did you think when I showed you the drawing?
I thought it would look really good, and we have a good friend doing it for us.
So that will be happening really soon, and then we want to take that logo and we're gonna put it on t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hats, and sell merchandise.
No, I didn't agree to this, folks.
Yes,
So,
you did. We talked about making T-shirts.
John, we did not talk about this. I do not feel comfortable selling merchandise.
Why not? If people want to buy merchandise of us, who are we to stop them?
Because, John, I feel like our fans should not feel pressured to buy stuff.
No, there's no pressure at all. There's no
It's just
pressure.
kind of pushing. That's what it is, isn't it?
We're not pushing at all. So, though, as of right now, we don't know what they'll be priced at. I'm hoping maybe like $20 for a T-shirt. I don't know about anything else. But we don't know the prices. We don't know where it'll be shipped. First, we need to get the logo finalized, and then with the way it's gonna look, it's gonna be it's gonna come in two colors, black and white, as of right now. So basically, right now, our basic logo is going to be a black background and everything else being done in white. But if you like white clothing, I like white clothing. You'll have the option of white T-shirts and white sweatshirts with a black logo and everything in black. So you'll have the option between those. And if you want to purchase one, go ahead. No pressure, no rush. They'll be up there as long as that company wants to sell them. But Joseph, how are you today?
I'm good, John. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Can't complain. Actually, I can complain.
What'd you eat for lunch today, buddy?
What did I have for lunch? Good question. I had a grilled chicken sandwich just on a roll. These little small packets from Costco. So I had one of those. It's really small, but it's good just to have as like just a light lunch. Joseph,
Yeah.
what did you have for lunch?
I had an egg and cheese sandwich.
Ooh, and how was that?
It was really good. I was really, really happy with it.
Really?
And I thought what I really enjoyed most about it was cold, but it was just as good cold as it would have been hot.
All right, that's awesome. And you got that at your school, or did you get that from like another deli or something?
So what happened was, I guess you could say the leader of my of the seniors. So I'm not a senior yet, but the leader of the seniors is my neighbor. And yesterday they went out on some sort of luncheon event, and he basically he took all of the leftovers and he threw them in the fridge. And he was like, anybody who would want leftovers can go for it. And I really didn't want to go out to my cafeteria for lunch. I was just feeling kind of bummy. So I went into the refrigerator and I took out one of those sandwiches.
Alrighty, hey, all right, that sounds good, brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So lots of changes happening to the J&J podcast, but nothing that will affect you guys going forward. And we're hoping to have a good show today. And so Joe, what was your day like today? What did you do?
My day was pretty interesting. I didn't do much. I hung around. I exercised a little bit. I watched some Netflix and I talked to my girlfriend. What'd you do?
Lucky you. I didn't really do too much today. So I should say on Friday I had an 11-hour workday. I had work from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then I work in Manhattan. So from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. I was traveling back to Staten Island and to my other job, just going straight there. And then from 6 p.m. to about 11:30. I was DJing a party. So, long day, 11 hours. So, Saturday, I took most of the day to just kind of sleep in because I was really tired. I slept till like 1 o'clock. Like, it was really bad. And then that night, I went down to Buffalo Wild Wings last night. Got to watch UFC 197, the John Jones fight, and that was pretty intense. I don't know if Joe, you didn't see anything from it, right? You didn't see any highlights or...
No, not particularly.
We do have to catch a UFC though one day. You know, the first UFC is coming down to Madison Square Garden in November. I would love it if me and you can buy tickets. I mean, what do you think?
I don't know, John. I feel like going there would be interesting, but I feel like there's just something inherently more us-like if we like drove out to Buffalo Wild Wings to watch that fight or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, definitely when you come down this summer, or I go up, we're definitely going to head up to Buffalo Wild Wings and watch the UFC fight. I mean, I would personally love that. Just watch two people get thrown in a cage, just beat each other up. I mean, that's the American dream, right?
Well, that was basically high school, John.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about your high school, Joe. There was a lot of fights in my high school. It was a little too much. There was security called every day. I mean, it was a nuts. Oh man, I don't know why I feel tired. That's right. I was out till like midnight last night watching the UFC, and now I completely forgot. I had plans with another friend. I'm going back out tonight to another
Don't lie,
place.
John. You don't have any other friends except for me.
Yes, I
One.
do, liar, jerk. Okay, I'm going out with another friend tonight. I completely forgot. I made plans with him about a week ago. So that's happening. So I'm going out to that tonight. And yeah, that's kind of been like my weekend, and then tomorrow starts work. But then I have spring break. Woohoo! No excitement,
Yeah,
Joe?
I don't have spring break. We don't get spring break in my school, but we do get off a week early.
All right, fair enough. I mean, so that's kind of
It evens itself out.
right, exactly. And Joseph, you're graduating soon. I mean, how exciting is that? You got to be, excited and ready for that.
I don't know. Like, I'm excited to graduate, but at the same token, I might be staying at my school over summer. So I don't think much is going to change. I'm literally, if I stay, I'm going to keep my room. So it's not like I'm going to move anywhere.
Well, we're gonna make sure that doesn't happen. Joe and I, we have a. This will be a fun topic to talk about. Joseph and I have a few ideas and a few plans to get him a job on Staten Island. Uh, Now, you might be thinking to yourself, how are you going to get an employer to hire Joseph for only 3 months? Well, this poor guy is not going to know it's only for 3 months.
Now, John, wait a second. I feel like if there are any potential employers listening, this wouldn't look good for me. What John really means is I'm going to be brutally honest, just not on the application. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I mean, on the application, what are you going to list as your address? A Rochester address or a Staten Island address?
Well, technically, I would probably put Rochester.
What? No, you can't do that, Birdie.
No,
No.
actually, John, if we're being honest, I wouldn't put either. I'd put Fairport, which is where I live.
Right, but Joe, I mean, we can't, Joe, you can't do that. You gotta put down Staten Island address. I mean, technically, Joseph Vasallo does live on a house in Staten Island, doesn't he?
Now, John, I think you're referring to Joseph Vassallo Sr.
Right, but I'm just saying, technically, Joseph Vasallo does live on a house in Staten Island.
Yes, but that would be my father, Joseph Vassallo, not me, Joseph Vassallo.
I know it wouldn't be you, but I mean, look, we're gonna have to do what you gotta do. And that's just,
I'm not lying, John. I can't be a Christian and lie. It doesn't work like that.
Wait, they just mean where you
Don't tell
live,
Obama that, though.
where you live while you're down here.
Well, yeah, if that's the case, then I would put my dad's address.
Right, but you realize you can't tell them you're only gonna be here for 3.5 months. After 3.5 months, you just gotta like. I mean, I personally think it would be hysterical if you just stopped showing up. You just didn't say anything. I mean, ask to take more hours. I mean, like, just go out with a bang.
See, John, I can't do that, though. You might be able to do that. I can't do that.
Why can't you do it?
Because it's not right. It is morally wrong.
I don't know. I think it would be really funny. I think you would have a blast. I mean, imagine just like you're on the train to Rochester, you're getting calls. Joseph, where are you? We need you. We're getting stacked. And you're like, yeah, I'm on my way to Rochester, guys. It just wasn't the job for me. I'm sorry.
No, I can't do that, John.
Okay, then can you quit in like some crazy way? Can you just be like, you guys just got punked.
No, not really. But hey, John, I need your help with something. Or
What
I
up,
want to,
Bert?
instead of needing your help with something, I want to talk to you about something.
What up, bro?
A topic for today that utterly pisses me off. It makes me angry.
Okay.
All right, I don't like people who think the entire world revolves around their happiness.
Oh, totally. Oh, are we talking about someone we know?
Someone I know. You don't know them.
Well, I mean, I know them because of you.
I'm not going to use names, but this person, they really angered me, okay? They were like, They were like, I deserve to be happy. I'm like, no, you don't deserve to be happy, okay? They were like, and I can't tell you everything this person has done in their life, but they definitely don't deserve to be happy. And the truth be told, the world does not revolve around their happiness. And anybody who tells you otherwise is out of their freaking mind.
So, just to be clear, this woman that you know very well, does not listen to our podcast.
Is actually a man.
Oh, I thought you were talking about someone that rhymes with the name Debecca.
Hey, now we're live, John. First of all,
I said rhymes with that name. I didn't say who. I didn't say who.
That person is not like that. I mean a person who literally, their religion is the belief that they should be happy all the time.
Oh man, so what happened? Give me the story.
So this
you're saying I don't know this person.
You don't know this person. I know this person. You've never met this person.
Okay, tell me the story.
No, this person is like, Joseph, you're always so down and you're always so out and you're always talking about Jesus. What about you? What makes you happy? And I'm like, fool, the world does not revolve around your happiness. And he was like, yes, it does revolve around my happiness. I can do whatever I want. And this person is hurting people left and right because it makes him happy.
So give me an example.
Like he left his wife and kid and he was like, I'm going to leave my wife and kid because it makes me happy.
Oh my God.
He's had 4 wives because it makes him happy.
So how do you know this person?
I know them through means that I'll tell you when I'm not on the podcast.
Okay. Oh my God. Well then. So is he married right now?
Yes, to his 4th wife.
To his 4th wife. Okay. Do I know any of his previous wives?
Do you know any of his previous wives, or do I know any of his previous wives?
Do I know?
No, you don't.
Okay, because I'm just trying to figure out who this is.
Like, you don't know them, John. Like, they're not connected to you in any way, shape, or form.
I know not connected to me, but just know of them.
I might have mentioned him in passing.
Is his name's not Lil? It doesn't rhyme with Lil?
Who's Lil?
It doesn't rhyme with Lil?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. I'll explain later. But
message it to me on Facebook.
Yeah. But no, I totally get with you. I know there are certainly people out there.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. No. That's not...
I thought that was like some good clues. I thought like okay. But no, you don't get it. Okay, all right.
No, that
wasn't.
You get it. You literally, I don't think I've ever even talked to you about this person, but they really pissed me off, and I am angered deeply. And now I want to rant about something else that I'm angered at.
We're not done talking about happiness, Joe.
Yes. Okay. What do you want to know about it?
Well, I definitely know people that feel like they're like, king or queen of the universe. I mean,
now, let me make something clear. Like, being happy, there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Right.
Like, the podcast makes me happy, right? Like,
the podcast makes me happy too. I just feel like I should tell you.
But I wouldn't expect the entire world to revolve around my happiness.
I think the entire world should revolve around the podcast. I don't think that. I think that's a fair statement.
Well, John, the podcast is on the internet. The world isn't. It would be complicated if the whole world revolved around the podcast.
I mean, I think our podcast is that important.
Well, and it's sort of important. But anyway, let me continue my rant about happiness. You know what the Bible says about happiness?
What does the Bible say about happiness?
The Bible says that anything you can do to be happy is pointless. Have you ever heard of a guy named Solomon?
Solomon. Is that the fish?
No. Solomon, he was, son was pimping. He had 1,000 wives, John. 1,000.
But see, here's the thing. See, you say he's pimping, but why would he marry these people? He had 1,000 wives. Why would he marry these people?
Because the more he married, the richer he got.
The more he married, the richer. How?
Their fathers.
I mean, in the divorce, doesn't the woman take the half the stuff?
No, you don't understand, John. He didn't marry them and divorce them. He married them all.
He married them all.
So he had 1,000 wives simultaneously.
Okay.
Right?
That's crazy.
He spent $5 billion and it didn't even hurt his wallet.
Oh, see, that's the type of rich I want to be.
Right? Like that's how, like literally, like he pulled $5 billion, paid it, bought like a temple with it, and that was it, right? And then on top of that, he built a house for each one of his wives, and he was still the most loaded dude in his country.
That's insane. I mean, okay.
All right. And at the end of his life, he says this: everything I've done was pointless.
Right, because when you die, I mean, it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. He says the only thing you can do of worth is to fear the Lord.
Fair enough. But I get what you mean. There are just some people out there who just believe that their happiness is the most important thing against everything else in the world. If they get hurt or something doesn't make them happy, then they believe they have the right to throw a fit. And I get exactly what you mean. I mean, it's totally... I don't know where people get off. I mean, clearly things don't work out the way you want them to always. And... Yeah. Right. And I gotta say, I mean, I do wish... I mean, I wouldn't say I'm happy all the time. I really wouldn't say. Especially in more recent times as I get more stressed out with more stuff. But I just, like, you know, I wouldn't throw a fit. Like, I just get that things just don't work out all the time. Like, things don't work out in your favor.
And so it's crazy to me when somebody's like, oh, like, the whole earth revolves around my happiness. Like, no, it doesn't. And it's really annoying. And, like, what I really dislike, and get this, John, I think this is going to make you laugh.
Yeah.
This person, who will remain nameless, said that I was of the devil. And that I was demon-possessed because I am not always happy all the time.
You of all people is summoned by the devil. Yes. Yes, that makes the most sense. Yes. You heard it here first, guys, on the J&J podcast. Joseph Asalo has been summoned by the devil.
All right. Okay, so this boggles my mind. Okay, this dude can leave his family, marry 4 different women, and divorce 3 of them. Okay, do a whole bunch of other stuff that I am not allowed to say on this podcast, right?
Why not? I'm not stopping you from saying it on the podcast.
Just for the sake of keeping things appropriate, all right? Just hear me out for a moment, okay? And this guy says I'm of the devil because I'm not always happy.
Right. You're right. That's that. You know, you can't always be happy, and you know it's unfortunate, but I think people just need to realize that you can't always be happy, and exactly. It's sad, but it's real life.
Well, I can't wait for this person who will remain nameless to get a dose of reality. Like, I hope I'm there. I hope I have a video camera.
Well, can we do anything to make this person get a dose of reality? Because I would be all for that.
Probably not. Probably not. It would probably have to be something like the Lord would have to do it.
Wow. Okay. So, I want to kind of stir the topic a little bit. Joe, how do you feel about the fact that they're putting Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill?
I feel like we live in a country that'll argue about just about anything, even whose face should be on a piece of paper, which we really can't control because it's in the hands of the federal government anyway.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, and I kind of feel like, I kind of feel like this is just because of a movement from it's between the feminist movement and the black movement. They feel like they need something. They need representation, which I think is just really silly because, Joe, I mean, I don't know about you, but when you look at money, do you really care about who's on it? Did you say, oh man, that's a white guy, that's for me, that's a white male, there's my white privilege right there?
I really don't. Like I've never really looked at money with anything other than, should I buy a slice of pizza or a video game with this?
Right, exactly. I mean, so the fact that these people are saying that like they should need representation, I think is just really stupid, and it's dumb, and it's just an excuse. Now, Joe, I'm gonna quiz you right now on the J&J.
I was gonna say something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I feel like it's a deflection of the real issue. Right?
Okay.
Like, I don't think it matters who is actually on the $20 bill. Like, I don't think that it's a big deal no matter who's on the $20 bill. Right? I think that what's trying to be done is a form of an appeasement.
Right. Now
you should be a quiz.
Now, just to prove that the average American citizen does no clue what person is on each bill, Joseph, I'm going to quiz you now live on the air. I have a list of all the different currencies available in America currently and who is on each bill or coin. Now, you're going to get like 10 seconds for each person. You have to guess on who is on each coin. Make sense?
Wait, is it coin or bill?
It's going to be, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a mixture of both.
Okay, and do I get the answer to the question right away, or do I have to wait as a cumulative to the end?
No, you'll get the answer right away.
Okay.
Alrighty, Joe, would you like to start off with coins or dollars?
Preferably dollars.
Preferably dollars. Okay, Joe, who is on the $5,000 bill?
Harriet Tubman?
And apparently that's the thing. No, not Harriet Tubman. No. Okay, I'm actually okay. That was just a joke. I mean, apparently it's a real thing according to this website. I don't know how true that is.
I've never seen a $5,000 bill.
Joe, I don't think you've actually ever seen $5,000 in your life, though.
That's not true. I have seen $5,000 in my life, just not on a single bill.
Okay, so apparently there's a bill, and according to this website, it's James Madison. Now I'll just stick to the common one. So from $1 to $100, and then all the coins. All right, okay. Joe, who is on the $50 bill?
Andrew Jackson?
No, Ulysses S. Grant. I know I just butchered that name, but you all know who I'm talking about. Joe, who is on the nickel?
Abraham Lincoln.
Wrong. Thomas Jefferson. Joseph, who is on the $20 bill?
Oh, gosh. This one has to be Harriet Tubman.
Well, eventually it will be. But right now it's Andrew Jackson. Joseph, who is on the dime?
Washington?
No. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Joseph.
Roosevelt was the president? No, I'm kidding.
Who is on the $1 bill?
Washington.
Yay! Bum, 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 Yay! You got one right. Joseph, who is on the penny?
Abraham Lincoln.
Yay! Bum, 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 bum. You've won $1.01.
Woo!
Woohoo! But Joseph, we're not finished. Who is on the $100 bill?
I don't know.
Gotta take a guess, Joe.
Michael Jackson.
Close! Andrew Jackson!
Yes, I got it! Yay!
Close! There you go.
You gotta give me half credit for that one.
Great! You get on whoever's on the $50 bill, Joe. And it was one of the first questions. Who's on the $50 bill?
Grant, USS Grant.
Yay! You won! Woohoo!
I had my $51.01.
Almost, Joe. Who is on? This is a tricky one. Who is on the $1 coin?
Ooh. Martin Luther King.
No! Black people aren't on money, Joe. Come on. That's the whole point of this. It's Susan B. Anthony. Was she black?
Oh. Yeah, she is.
Oh. Then what does everyone make such a big deal about?
I don't know.
Wait, was Susan B. I'm Googling it right now. Was Susan B. Anthony black? No, I don't think she was black.
Oh, never mind then.
Oh well. I don't get why everyone's...
Why do we have to have people, okay, on bills and money at all?
You know what? I'm surprised that advertising hasn't taken over currency. Like, I'm surprised, like, we don't get advertisements on our currency.
I'm surprised about that too.
I would think that in this day and age, like we would have like the Coca-Cola dollar. I mean, like that wouldn't shock me.
Now, John, I have a headline, and I want to read it to you.
Joseph has the headline today. Okay, usually it's me who sets up the headlines. I have no clue what Joseph's about to say though. That's not always a good thing, people.
You have to listen very carefully to understand my outrage about this particular headline.
All right, this is a comedy headline, or is this like what is this?
I don't even know. It's so stupid that I can't tell whether I'm offended or it's funny.
All right, talk to me.
Atheist pastor, okay? Atheist pastor sparks debate by irritating the church into the 21st century.
What does that entail about going into the 21st century? That atheists can also be pastors?
That's the question. Can a minister in a Christian church be an atheist?
I mean, my friend is a pastor. My friend, shout out to Ben Scardo and his band Deja Gravy. Check him out. He is an atheist and he is also a pastor.
Let's read this for a second. Ready? There is not one mention of God during the 70-minute service at Toronto's West Hill United Church. Bibles are nowhere to be found. The large steel cross, one of the few remaining religious symbols in the church, is hidden behind a cascade of rainbow streamers. But that is perhaps to be expected in a church led by an avowed atheist. I don't believe in theistic supernatural being called God, says Greta Voper, the United Church of Canada minister who has led the West Hill since 1997. I don't believe in what I think 99% of the world thinks you mean when you use that word. To her, God is instead a metaphor for goodness and a life lived with compassion and justice. Now, can I tell you why this pisses me off, John?
Well. First things first. I mean, I think that's kind of the beauty about religion today, is that religion allows you to. You're allowed to, God, what's the word? You're allowed to read something, and whatever it means to you, that's what you're allowed to believe in. And if this person believes in the fact that, it makes you a better person and whatnot, not so much about a god. I mean, it's kind of like a metaphor. I mean, that person is allowed to feel that way. I mean, that's really what religion is today. It's however you interpret
can I ask you
it.
a question, John?
Yes, sir.
If I don't believe in gravity, what will happen if I jump off the roof of my building?
Well, Joe, see, I'm an idiot, so I don't know. So I think maybe on the next week of the J&J podcast, you should go up to the roof of your building and jump off.
No, see,
and then we can find out what happens. I would really like to see that.
This isn't even that there's an atheist pastor. It's that she invaded a Christian church and is now taking away the Bibles and things like that. By definition, Christian means Christ follower, little Christ. One cannot simply be an atheist pastor. It doesn't work. It's fundamentally not possible.
Well, my friend Ben is an atheist pastor, and he's married like 7 people now. So,
and that's because
7
he's
couples.
your friend, John.
I mean, I think it's really original. I think it's an original trait. I'm an atheist, but I'm also a pastor. It gives people, it's definitely a conversation starter. I would say that much.
But if the whole point of Christianity is to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, and you don't believe Jesus was God, there's no point in calling yourself a Christian. And my roommate just walked in. Say hello to the podcast and the fans, John. My roommate, John.
Hi there, roommate. What's your name?
John.
Your name is also John. Hey, John.
What's up?
Dude, you want to be on the podcast?
Well, being that I have had like 3 liters worth of liquid today and haven't used the bathroom, probably not right now.
Probably not right now. Maybe another time, though.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you listen to our show?
Not currently.
Have you ever listened to it?
No.
Well, I'm really offended by that. Does
To offend you.
Does Joseph talk about the show at all?
All the time.
Really?
See, fans, I do love you.
I hear you guys on the phone all the time, too.
Yeah, we're talking late at night. You can join our calls for Menage a Trois. I'm just saying, man. If you want, it's all good. It's all good in the hood. Did he leave?
So yeah, that he did leave. That was my roommate, ladies and gentlemen, also named John. But anyway, my point is, okay, this really makes me angry, and that's my rant for the day.
And that was Joseph's rants. I think maybe that should be a segment. Every podcast, you just rant about something. Because I kind of felt like if we gave the segment to me and then we have me rant about something, there would be way too much cursing, way too much yelling, and let's get into our dumb headlines.
Wait, that wasn't a dumb headline?
That's a dumb headline that only religious people can relate to. Dumb headline for today. Dead woman's bank account overdrawn by 99 billion, that's with a B, dollars. Imagine checking your bank balance and seeing it's overdrawn by more than 99 billion. It happened to a South suburban Chicago Heights woman. Sheila Henderson contacted Eyewitness News because she was concerned she would be held responsible for the 99 billion. She says she wouldn't even know how to spend that much money. Yeah, her checking account balance said, I guess it was a negative of 99,999,545.90. You know, she was freaking out. The $99 billion was withdrawn from a Chase bank account belonging to her mother, who passed away last month. Henderson is listed on the account, that's why it went to her. You know, she was calling to check the balance to pay off some of her mother's funeral expenses. So this is like really recent for her. And like, originally she had checked the balance and she thought that's how much money she had in the account. Like, that was the amount she was able to go out and spend. But she didn't realize there's a negative in front of it.
I'm not even sure that's a thing that a burglar could do. I feel like that's a computer malfunction.
Right. Well, that's probably that's probably what happened. I do wonder what bank. Oh, it happened with Chase. Okay. You know, my father was telling me a story once. You know, he had a bank account, and one day he logged in, and it just said he had over $1 million in his checking account, and it was there for like 3 days.
Dude, I would have taken that sucker out.
He said he didn't spend it though. And then one day he just checked and it was just gone. Like, it was just. But he said it was in there for like 3 days, and he just couldn't believe it and didn't know what to do. Now, he swears that after the third day, if it was still in there, he would have called the bank. But, I don't know, man. You left it in there for 3 days. I'm like...
Well, my whole thing is this. Listen, if the bank makes a mistake, the bank makes a mistake, okay? It is not stealing if the bank made a computer error on my favor.
I mean, that's my philosophy on it, too, but I don't think the police would feel the same way. Like,
well,
if you
no,
see... If you see money that's not yours.
Well, no, listen. If I see my account and my account has a different name to it and it's $1 million, then that's not my money. Okay, but if it's an account that's my account, that's Joseph Vassallo, okay, and I see $1 million in it, I don't need to ask questions about where it came from. For all I know, God was like, I'm going to give Joseph $1 million today.
Where is that money coming from, though? I mean, the money's got to come from somewhere. I mean, heaven doesn't have a routing number.
A lot of money, John.
But, yeah, no, so that's your dumb headline for the day. Joseph, do you have a recommendation to any of our fans?
I do have a recommendation for our fans. It's called Polar Springs water, but it's a specific flavor of Polar Spring. It is Polar.
Wait, Poland Spring has flavors of water?
Yes, and it's really good. It's vanilla orange seltzer water, and it's really good.
Okay, what flavor?
Vanilla and orange.
Vanilla? I didn't even know that they had flavors. Wow. Okay. Where did you even find this?
It's a store that does not exist in Staten Island. It exists in Rochester. It's called Wegmans.
Oh, Wegmans.
We went there.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, and but does it look like water? I mean, does it?
I have a can of it right here. Actually, I have 24 cans of it right here.
It comes in a can? Water comes in a can?
Yes.
And
Hold on, John.
you sure it's not like carbonated? It's not.
What'd you say?
Joseph, is it carbonated at all?
It is.
Oh, so it's like a soda. It's not a water.
It's look.
Okay, I don't think that's. Joe, it's not Poland. Oh, you idiot! That's not Poland Springs. That's Polar. You moron. Where did you get Poland Spring from? I'm like, Poland Spring makes. Wow! Who would have thought, you moron? You idiot! Oh my. Oh god, no. My god.
Well, I'm only good at a Bible college.
Yes. So, Polar, P-O-L-O-R. Wait, P-O-L-A-R or P-O-L-O-R? Polar.
P-O-L-A-R, John. Which one of us failed our regents?
Believe it or not, the one regents I never failed was the English regents. I'm just saying, just for the bit of irony right there. Yeah. So, that's Polar Seltzer. Okay, all right. So that's Joe. Don't be going around to people and telling them that you have Poland Spring vanilla and orange flavored water
in a can. In a can.
I'm like, because that's just all sorts of wrong. Oh man. But okay, so that's your recommendation for the day, for the week, I should say. My recommendation for you guys is to go online and buy a DVD of an old Nickelodeon series called Kenan and Kel. It's personally one of my favorites, and Amazon released it on the best of seasons 1 and 2. By the way, it's only missing 3 episodes in total, I believe. So it's the best of seasons 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think you guys should go on Amazon and buy them. They're cheap, like $15 for each DVD. So I definitely think you should pick that up. And Joseph, is there anything more we can talk about?
No, I think that we have to. I have to write a sermon at least. So
you have to write a Joseph. Now, what is a sermon exactly?
Oh, that is a god awful hard question to answer, John.
All right. Explain a sermon in the length of a tweet, 140 characters.
Like, here's what I'll say: a sermon looks different for every single pastor.
No, but what is it though? What type of, not what it looks like, but what do you do with it?
You preach it to a congregation. It would be like the Message.
Okay, so like that's what you would. So if we were talking to church, now are you gonna be speaking this at a church, or is somebody else gonna be doing it?
I'm gonna be preaching at my preaching and teaching class.
Okay, so you're gonna be actually talking it. You're not writing it for someone else. Like in music,
they have
like people write their songs. You know?
Yeah, no. Like I'm writing it for the class. But it's like. It's interesting because my teacher, so like I said, it looks different for each pastor, but my teacher wants it laid out in a certain way, and I find the way he wants it laid out particularly difficult. Like, so I know how I preach, and I know how he wants me to preach, and the layout that he wants me to do, just so I can get a good grade, not because I will or won't use it in real life.
Well, I mean, he can't force you to preach the way he wants you to preach. You have to. I mean, I kind of think you, as your own pastor, have to do things your own way, right?
Right. But there are different types of sermons. So I lean towards a certain kind of sermon called topical, or it's expository. So the assignment isn't just to preach a sermon; it's to preach an expository sermon, which I'm less good at than I would be a topical sermon.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Before we go, give a quick shout out to John Thomas Carrick in New Jersey, who I know is listening to us. He's our #1 fan for sure. And his son, Joseph Carrick, who we sent the autograph to just a few weeks ago. Love you both. Thank you so much for loving and supporting the show for sure. Joseph, any last words?
No. We love you guys. Send us prayer requests.
Yeah, send us all your feedback, comments, anything you want to podcasts@jmadigan.com. That's podcasts@jmadigan.com.
John, did you give your recommendation?
Yes, I did. I said the Kenan and Kel DVD, which you can purchase at Amazon.com. We have to name the episode.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, God,
why happy people shouldn't be happy.
That's a little too long. Why happy people shouldn't be happy. How about God, what did we talk about today? We talked about how about atheist priests? Atheist. How about the atheist pastor?
Why the atheist pastor shouldn't be happy?
That's too long.
Okay, fine. Atheist pastor it is.
The atheist pastor it is. Thank you guys so much for loving and listening to the show. We'll be back next week, hopefully with a brand new logo for you guys. Thank you guys so much. Over 650 downloads currently. We'll be back next week, every Wednesday. Thank you guys. Peace out, Cub Scout.
Yeah.